I'm going to be comparing the Dumbo franchise from Disney to the Trolls franchise from DreamWorks. Reason for that is because in part one of this series, I compared Dumbo to The Mask, Dumbo 1. I compared Trolls from DreamWorks to the Smurfs movies from Sony Pictures Animation, Trolls 1. So now I'm going to compare Dumbo and Trolls. We look at highest score for each franchise. The 1941 Dumbo movie has a 95%. The first Trolls movie actually is the highest score of 76%. We look at lowest score. The newest movie, Trolls Band Together from 2023, only has a 64%, but that's higher than the score for 2019 live action Dumbo. That one only has a 46%. Then we look at average score. Dumbo is an average of 70.5. Trolls is an average of 70.7. So this is super close by literally only 0.2%. Trolls gets this point. And then we look at gap between lowest and highest score. You got a gap of 49 in the case of Dumbo, a gap of only 12 in the case of Trolls. Trolls wins here. It's won 3 of the rounds so far, so it's going to win no matter what. But in this case, I'm going to choose the Dumbo franchise. First of all, I've only seen one of the Trolls movies, that being Trolls Band Together. The other ones don't interest me. I've seen both Dumbo movies. Now, I'm not a big fan of the live action Dumbo movie. Sure, when you get to the end and little Dumbo is reunited with his mom, the two of them are out in the wild. Yeah, that's heartwarming. And Dumbo does look really cute, so you definitely are rooting for that adorable little elephant. Is there good visuals in the movie? Yeah, are there some good performances? I would say so. I like Danny DeVito in there, for example. But while I can appreciate that this one is not just a carbon copy of the original film, that it's really a remake, but also a sequel where you have like a second Dumbo movie attached to the back half of 2019 Dumbo. But I think there are a few key problems here. First of all, the original Dumbo from 1941 is barely more than an hour long. And the live action Dumbo is like 40 to 50 minutes longer, where it's almost 2 hours. So, because of that, you're having to stretch everything out too much. And also, this means you have more of adults being very frustrating. You had a bit of that already in the original, but in 2019 Dumbo, it's just more pronounced, where you have adults making the worst possible decisions, so you don't like them, you're very irritated by them. So much of the conflict comes from that, adults making terrible decisions. You like the kids in the movie, they actually are the ones that are kind to Dumbo, but the adults are just really frustrating. And also, I'm watching this going, ooh, Disney, this movie shows a pretty glaring lack of self awareness on your part, where you have a villain played by Michael Keaton who is in charge of this big company. He's essentially taking advantage of smaller circuses, buying them out in order to make sure that he can build this big theme park that he wants to build on the backs of these smaller circuses. So he's basically taking smaller franchises, exploiting them without concern so that he can build this big theme park. It's like, ooh, Disney, by putting this in the movie, you're roasting yourselves. You're making fun of yourselves because this is literally exactly what you've been doing for the last 10 years. I'm not a fan of that. When it comes to the 1941 original film, are there aspects of it that are dated when you watch it now? Yeah, absolutely. When you get to the back half, there are some characters that are pretty obvious racist stereotypes. So you can totally understand why this was changed for the new movie, because you can totally imagine people in Hollywood being like, ooh, no, we gotta make some changes. We are not going to include these characters from the original film in the new one. If we put those characters in our new movie, oh, we would get canceled. So many people would just be calling us racist. We're not going to have that. But overall, I enjoy the original Dumbo. I like the story that's telling about this cute little elephant that is able to fly. Admittedly, the fact that the most iconic scene in the movie, where Dumbo actually flies, only happens right at the very end, is odd, yes, but that scene still definitely really works. It's very satisfying. Like, yes, yes, you did it, Dumbo. You're so happy for the cute little elephant. When it comes to trolls, I think about the first movie. It's like, ooh, man, the tone here feels very confused because on the one hand you have characters that fart glitter and cupcakes, so you have very childish, lowbrow humor that's gonna make 5-year-olds laugh, but you also have these creatures that are eating trolls alive. I go, that's a pretty dark thing to include in a movie with characters that fart glitter and cupcakes. What is going on here? In Trolls 2 World Tour, it feels like, man, the filmmakers did not know at all what message they wanted to communicate. Like, what were you guys trying to say? Did you want your movie to promote unity? If so, then you failed at that because the movie literally shows you characters being divided. No, I don't know what exactly is trying to be communicated here. When I actually watched Trolls band together for the first time not too long ago, I was thinking, okay, yeah, this is not one of the best animated films by any means. It's certainly not at the same level as top tier Pixar, Disney, or DreamWorks, but it's fine. I actually enjoyed this one. I thought it was fun. Doesn't have too much of that juvenile, lowbrow humor that you had in earlier movies. It feels like this one just dialed back that crassness. It doesn't have the inconsistent tone of the first film or the confused messaging in the second film. So it's actually entertaining to watch. I'm going to choose the Dumbo franchise in this case, but Trolls is going to win, however. That'll be it for this one.